If you run a company or manage a team, hiring qualified people quickly can make or break your business. Imagine a position of need going unfilled for weeks or even months because you just can't seem to find the right candidate. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts. You only pay for results on your job post. Just in the last minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Now that is fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Go to Indeed.com/BWN right now to support this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply.
No, the button's pushed now.
Damn it. All right.
Jordan, don't hit the button again.
Don't do it again.
Don't do it.
I mean, we could. It wouldn't mess it up.
No. No.
Oh, do I don't have up? Show notes.
That may help.
I have everything else up, but not that.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Okay, we do it live. The red light's on, you know.
It's also really not that different from the way I normally approach the show.
Really? Okay.
I do look at the show notes.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do I have? There was something else I wanted to put in here. Here, Arthur.
What's up? How do I sound?
A little tinny.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's probably the mic. Does it matter where I position the mic?
No.
Seems to be the same.
Because the problem is that this table is too low for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
I
a
can
little
tell. Yeah.
to travel with. So I can try to change it to like the
No, I think you're fine, honestly.
Okay.
Nah, go with what you got.
The first year I was on this show, I was recording on earbuds that came with obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend.
It wasn't
phone.
a year. He got mad before. He
did get mad before that. It was a while though.
My mic seems to continuously be giving up the ghost. It may be time soon.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up getting, I think, an actual mic with an actual mic cable and a mixer interface.
Nice.
So fancy.
Yeah. I want to do that, but I don't know that I have the space. You guys don't. I mean, you can probably maybe tell based on when I record, but I'm crammed into a corner, and I've got my sim racing stuff and everything as well. So if I can figure out just a place on my desk to put actual recording equipment, then I would like to upgrade that for my birthday. And for my birthday, I just mean the next time I'm going to be at Micro Center, because there's one in Indianapolis. So
is there not one near Pittsburgh?
No, Pittsburgh doesn't have a Micro Center.
Huh. Weird.
I found there's two stores. Obviously there's restaurants where it's if I'm in a certain place, I'm going there, right? Whenever I am in Texas, for example, I'm getting Whataburger, right? That's just how it is. But I'm talking specifically about retail. It's Micro Center, and actually the other one that I went to today is H Mart. Mm-hmm. If y'all know what that is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Which also not in Pittsburgh, but
weird.
Of course there's one in New York. And it's I'm here for only one full day, really. I don't need groceries, but still end up at H Mart. Mm-hmm. So how every episode, for some reason, Jordan always asks if I'm drinking Celsius, and mm-hmm. I gotta say today, I am exhausted, not in a sleepy way, in just I've been out and about Manhattan all day. So today's the one night where maybe it would be appropriate for me to
well,
be drinking a
are you
Celsius,
drinking
but
Celsius?
I'm still not. I'm going to be drinking a bunch of different beverages throughout the
Ooh.
podcast, and I don't know if you guys will recognize them. I think Bridget would recognize them if she was here,
Because they're from
H Mart.
H Mart.
But yeah, and there's a couple beverages too that
Got the crab
I
juice. Okay.
am. Well, there's a couple beverages too that are not from H Mart that are just here in New York. So I'm gonna start drinking one of these, right?
Oh, good. Some Saratoga water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dip your face in it. Dip your face into it.
Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Hang on.
Listener, is that the ice bucket from the hotel?
Of course it is. Well, there's nothing else I can use to dip my face in the Saratoga ice water. Although I'm doing this.
Hold on, you're gonna do this in the ice bucket, but like
Yeah.
you got the little plastic baggie over it. Okay, I see the plastic.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course, I got the plastic.
Going to help ALS.
I'm not gonna raw dog the hotel ice bucket. Come on, when I dunk my face in this water for some sort of therapeutic benefits, like.
Ooh,
Listener,
yeah.
I need you to know that he left his glasses and his hat and his headphones off.
All of it was still on. Yeah, thank you, Arthur.
I gotta say, I do find this invigorating. I think that the specific brand of water is absolutely unnecessary, but I kind of see why one would just stick your face in a bucket of ice in the morning. Like
Yeah, I mean, people
honestly,
do that.
yeah.
Beth, you want to test out your mic?
Sure. What's my level, guys? Am I too hot?
That's
Too cold?
sound.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Listener, Arthur is dunking his face again. Welcome, everybody, to the Sickos Committee podcast.
This is our podcast for the evening of March 30th, 2025. We are here. We are fearless.
Wow, this is gonna come out on April Fool's Day.
It is.
Oh, shit,
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, it is.
And listeners, I'm going to tell you this right now. We are not doing an April Fool's gag on the accounts.
No.
Because
Well,
I'm
okay.
exhausted. No, Arthur, we're not doing
No,
April
Arthur.
Fool's.
So I'm not doing an April Fool's gag. I'm writing an essay about April Fool's Day. So it's not going to be like
That's
a
fine.
fake thing. It's going to be like a
In this essay, Arthur will.
That's fine.
right. Like
I
I'm going to
just-
talk
it is-
about April Fool's Day.
It is too much of a low-hanging fruit. Also, I am exhausted. So it is a 1-2 punch.
I would like to pick a random day in like July that we can designate as April Fool's Day observed.
That's fine.
Well, okay. So here's what's going to be the thesis of my essay is that April Fool's Day is a new opportunity because just trying to do April Fool's jokes on the internet, I think, is very played out.
Yes.
However, doing April Fool's jokes to mess with AI that's scraping things, that is the new way to do things.
Oh.
Okay.
So we're not trying to fool people. We're trying to fool computers.
The representative currently located in New York City raises an excellent point.
Yeah, I dig this. Folks, as always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Pitt Girl, Beth, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Commish, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Just had a fun weekend. We can get to it in a little bit, I guess.
Okay, we'll get to that one. Pitt
Yeah.
Girl, how are you?
I got to touch grass this weekend because it was really warm. Which, like, let's not think too hard about global warming, but also it was 80 degrees in March yesterday. And that was really nice.
Beautiful. Beth, how are you?
I would like to formally welcome you all to the 8,437th day of March. I'm dying, and It's been a good run. I tried.
Feed
Beth,
me.
please don't die. We need you.
You need your Beth. Don't.
I'm doing my best, guys. Y'all, I'm coming off of 2 weeks of straight musicals. I have a company that does keyboard programming. I have released 8 musicals this month. I did 3/4 of one today.
That's so many
Jesus
honks.
I'm
Christ.
so like also my school concerts. It's everything has been in the last 3 weeks, and the next 3 weeks are the same. Can it be April? No, actually, can it be like June? June would be great. Can it be June?
We
Let's
sleep
say,
in there.
is your April look any better?
No, it's worse.
Yeah, it is musical season, unfortunately. Fortunately, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sure is. At least I'm done playing for a while, so I shouldn't miss any podcasts. So you're just gonna like, my poor co-hosts have to look at just how bleary-eyed I am right now. And friends, the answer is a lot.
Arthur, how are you?
I'm good. I mean, I'm on vacation, right? Like it's hard to be bad when you're on vacation. So I'm in the Big Apple, New York City. I love New York City. I mean, I saw a pizza place. There's a pizza place right by my hotel that's just called $1.50 Pizza. I'm assuming that there was some inflation in that name at some point, but
I just
I
wonder how
still
many
really
times, like you think it used to be like, 50-cent pizza, and then like maybe like
I
a
don't
dollar
know.
pizza. Do you think they went like $1.25 pizza?
I could pull up Street View.
If I had that pizza chain, I would be so tempted to be like $1.50 pizza in $1979.
This just makes me miss Antunes. Arthur knows.
Anson's is still there, right? Sorrento's closed. Anson's is still there, but they're a lot more expensive.
Yeah, when we started in school, there were 2 dueling $5 pizza joints, and they were not Little Caesars. They were like local shitty pizza joints. COVID killed one of them, Sorrento's. But over the course of the time that I was in school between 2013 and 2017, the price went up incrementally, where I think it was $7 if you wanted like the pie and ranch. And then prices went crazy, and it's like $10, $11 for a pizza from Antunes. What are the children eating?
Thanks, Obama.
Okay, I pulled up Street View. In August 2022, the place was 99-cent pizza.
See?
Okay, yep. Inflation.
It's like the $1.50 tree.
Well, I actually had a crazy day today, guys. I was out with my kid, and wouldn't you know it, I met a Duke. Yeah, like a real life Duke. His name was Hugh. Duke Hugh pulled up his truck. He had a ton of rocks in the back. It was Hugh's ton of rocks.
Oh my God.
Hugh's
Not
ton
this
of
again.
rocks.
I was ready
No.
as soon as he said I met a Duke. I was like, here we go.
Hugh's truck was his own.
No.
It was Flo's. It was his wife's. Yeah, it was. He was riding in Flo's ride. Yeah, Flo
Oh my
ride. Yeah.
God, no.
Well,
No.
Duke Hugh and Flo are my friends now. They're the kind of friends that can bust your chops. Like I made a bad joke, and Duke Hugh totally made fun of me. Aw, burn.
I hate it here.
Auburn.
I hate it here.
Well, we hung out for a bit. I said goodbye to Duke Hugh and Flo and headed towards home. And wouldn't you know it, I saw a ton of hot air balloons in the sky. In fact, 10 I see. 10 I see.
No.
One of them had a state flag, so it was Texas technically.
Jesus Christ.
That's the only good line in here.
I stopped on Starbucks on the way home. I ordered a chai. It was delicious. I say, my chai going taste great. My Michigan State.
Welcome everyone to the Sickos Committee hostage situation.
Those jokes weren't too bad, right? In fact, I thought those puns were all pretty good. I thought I made an all bam, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All of them, yeah.
Every time I think we're close to being out of this particular hellhole, Jordan says something else.
I just got 8, so that's it. I'm actually done.
Your ability to just like every now and again, you tap directly into like the worst of the Travis McElroy veins, like the worst ones.
Thank you.
I'm sure he would be thrilled too. I'm sure.
I will fully admit where I steal this joke from. there's a British comedian by the name of Andy Zaltzman. He used to do a podcast called The Bugle with John Oliver. And he would go on pun runs that are way worse than mine.
Ooh.
Way worse than anything I've done.
Like, should come with a warning.
It should come with a warning, yes. And so
I forgot
This
that name
doesn't
already.
come with a warning.
Oh, I knew it was coming. As soon as he said Duke, I met a Duke. I'm like, no, I ain't doing it.
It's been so long since we had one of these. I had managed to forget that
God.
we do this sometimes.
that's what I figured. I thought that it had been long enough that I could take this shot.
Well,
It is always good when we forget and then remember our own
oh
bits.
my god! Goodbye, new listeners.
As soon as Jordan started talking about meeting at Duke, I just started thinking about all of the Duke fans that were on my train because Duke's like regional was in Newark, and so there were. But I got the business class upgrade on my train, and that was like where all the Duke fans were, and I was just like, I guess, kind of happy that just feels really on brand for Duke, getting Amtrak business class.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Amtrak business class, if you're not familiar, is like pretty much the exact same thing as coach. It's just like more exclusive in terms of status. And I think they're like free, maybe like coffee or water or something. I don't remember the exact thing. Like, but it's pretty much the same seats. Like it's not like some swanky thing. It's just you paid a little more for your ticket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so gentle listener, if you haven't taken Amtrak, I do highly recommend it because even in coach, the seats are only 2 next to each other and they're big compared to airline seats. Like, it is well worth your time. It's nice and comfy. There's outlets, there's Wi-Fi. Like, Amtrak's good. We like trains here on this podcast.
I do love the Keystone Run because you can take some very dank naps on that train.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the best naps I've ever had have been on that train.
I got mistaken for a bag of laundry on the Keystone once when I was in college.
Yeah, if you're on the Keystone and it's not a Sunday, like you will get to experience personal space in a way that is usually impossible in any sort of mass transit. It's wonderful. Fucking love that train.
That, in my opinion, is kind of the only like the big benefit to taking business class on Amtrak because like we back in coach, they sell a lot of coach tickets, so you're sitting next to someone. Whereas like I didn't have anyone sitting in the seat next to me, right? And it's all 2x2. I also didn't have anyone sitting across from me or in front or behind me. Like that's how empty the business class cabin was.
Commish, we need to talk about your side gig because Coach Commish is back.
Coach,
So his other side gig besides this one.
Besides this one.
Yes, it's my side.
You were coaching the Coyotes, I believe.
That is correct. I am coaching the Coyotes.
And what happened?
So that's right. I just want to say one thing to the fans and everybody in Coyote Nation. I'm sorry, extremely sorry. I promise you one thing: a lot of good will come out of this game. You will never see any coach in the entire country coach as hard as I will coach the rest of the season. You will never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push everybody the rest of the season. And you will never see a team play harder that we will the rest of the season. God bless.
This is good.
It did not go well.
Yeah, I gathered.
Commish, my name is Jordan. I'm with the Sickos Committee.
Yes.
How bad was it?
6-0 at halftime.
Ouch.
Oh.
Touchdown.
Yeah, you held them to a single.
Is this a soccer league where you officially keep score, or is it okay? Okay, wow. When my parents signed me up for youth soccer, the way it worked was we don't officially keep score, and the winning team would tell you what the score was, and the losing team would tell you that we don't keep score in this league.
Yeah, it's not like we're doing any standings or anything like that, but the kids are fully aware of what's going on. And the parents know too, but I don't think there's any standings or any for or against in this league because it's still 7-8. But
that makes sense.
This is an upgraded league of soccer. We have goalies now. We have like a full field essentially, instead of just like a small turf section. And It's 7 to 8 year old soccer. Like my team is basically like the youngins. We're all like 7, not even 8 year olds yet. And then we were playing against like 8 about to turn 9 year olds.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
You got all the red shirts, like every red shirt.
Yeah. So yeah, it was, and we had our second practice got rained out on Wednesday. So I didn't get time to set any sort of strategy whatsoever for this game, and I needed that second practice very badly. But I will say this: 6-0 at halftime. What do you think the final score was?
Oh, was it
6-5?
6-4?
No, it was still 6-0. I
Oh.
I made some halftime adjustments. I got the
Yeah, you
kids to
did.
figure out their play. We had this year it's a bigger ball too. So instead of a size 3, now it's a size 4. Size 5 is like the adult ball. We had my son had a like really long shot that clanged off the post. Like it almost went off the post and then across and in, but it just went right across the goal line.
Mm.
It was so we almost scored, but I got formations planning. I have bought a clipboard.
Oh.
Okay.
I have a clipboard now to drop
Problem
formation.
solved, it sounds like to me.
There was one thing that I realized I made a mistake. Like in the second, we play like 4 10-minute quarters.
Mhm.
I realized in the second quarter that I should not have Weston and Winston playing at the same time.
No.
Mhm.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Linguistic challenge level high.
Yeah, as soon as I was like, Weston, they both look.
Oh no.
Winston, what? No, you. No. It's not good.
Have you considered assigning them nicknames?
W and Bibia.
I may have to. You know, I don't. You know, I'll just call. I gotta figure something out. But I like how I was able to make adjustments. I was actually drawing up formations in the dirt on the sideline at halftime.
Ooh.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
But like this team, the team that we played, like they seemed like they were all together, and this is the second year in this league for them. And so I was like, oh, okay. Like their coach is like, no, don't do. What did we tell you? Like they're like, oh, do the. And then when they scored their third goal off of like a free kick routine, I was like, oh fuck, we're screwed. I was like, oh god, we're done. But the second half, we almost got that sad field goal, which would have probably felt good, but you know, we'll get better. I promise.
Commish, I made you a crest. I tossed it in the chat.
Okay.
It's in Aston colors.
Okay.
There you go. Now you have.
I like that.
Now you have a crest for your team.
We have a crest for our team. I'm gonna print it out and put it on the clipboard that I bought from Dick's Sporting Goods today.
Okay, folks, let's talk about some basketball, basketball, because it's that time of year. Can we talk about, before we talk about what's going on in the D1, let's talk about our D2 and D3 champions. Because our D3 women's champions are NYU, Go Violets.
That's right.
Our D3 men's champions are Trinity, Connecticut, the Banthams. Have you ever seen the Banthams logo?
I don't think so. I'm looking it up.
Let me drop it in the chat when you find it. I actually lost you guys. I don't know where that y'all's tab is. Hold up.
Jordan, how many tabs do you have open?
Okay. It kind of looks like an angry Delaware blue hen. Oh my god.
Windows are tabs.
So it's a bantham, not a bantam. I've always wondered how to pronounce that word.
Oh my god.
Which answer is going to cause me more psychic damage, Jordan?
Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 windows open.
Yeah, that's enough.
But each of those have multiple tabs.
Yep, that's enough psychic damage. Thank you.
No problem. Here to help. I'd also like to shout out in U Sports. Men's, the Ottawa GGs won.
Oh.
And the women, Saskatchewan won.
I remember the Ottawa GGs from one of the blog posts that I did about Bart Andrews.
Yes.
The journeyman coach. He was like the quarterback coach of the GGs for like 1 year. It was in his like 700 stops.
So those are our current champions. I'm actually keeping track of community college champions as well, and a bunch of other things. At some point, I'll post probably the night of the NCAA championship. I'll post everything else because I have stuff from as low as, let's see here, the USCAA, the NCCAA, the 3C2A. Do you guys know that one?
I don't.
California has their own.
Which one?
Has their own community college.
Which California?
Baja, California.
Okay.
Beth is out here getting the hating ass on at our beloved Cal U Vikings.
Yes, thank
Vulcans.
you.
Vulcans.
No, this is
Fuck yeah, Vulcans. Sorry, I knew
This is
that. It just
the-
came out wrong.
One of my
This is-
siblings went there. I will get my ass beat if I don't get that right.
You already implied they were a community college.
Woo!
apparently there's also the 3C4A, the Community College Counselors Advisors Academic Associations for Athletes, the 3C4A.
That
Sounds
sounds
like that-
extremely legit.
It sounds like the Derek Zoolander Center for kids who can't read good and want to learn to do other stuff good too.
But yeah, California apparently has their own community college league. The California Community College Athletic Association, the 3C2A. So I've got them. I've got a whole bunch of things here. So I'll post everything once I figure out who's won everything.
Yeah.
Because everyone's basketball things are coming to an end rapidly.
Yes. But
In
guess what?
D2
Guess what? The
Hmm.
college basketball crown hasn't started as of this recording. It will when this podcast comes out.
when you least expect it.
The college basketball crown is coming.
Wait, are
Tomorrow.
we sure that it's not an April Fool's joke?
It's supposed
It's a
to
March
start on the
31st
31st. So
Could
be a
on
good-
thin ice.
could be a really good prank by Fox. So I don't know.
We also have in D2 the Nova Southeastern Sharks.
Go Sharks. I think
They have won
they're like
crazy
a dynasty.
amounts of games. Yes. They haven't they've dropped like 3 games in the last 3 years.
They're an incredible. They won. Let's see. They won the title this year. Runner up last year. Won it in 2022, and then they were in the Elite 8 in 2021. Shout out to their coach Jim Crutchfield. My favorite audio magazine to read growing up, besides the East Bay catalog that nobody will understand because I'm so old.
Yeah, I don't get
You don't get it. Okay, so nobody would pass around the audio magazine called Crutchfield
No, I know about this.
that had speakers and stuff, and we would
Yeah.
dream on what we would get while we were in high school and in college.
I
And
have
then
no-
also
I
the East Bay
no
magazine,
clue.
dreaming of all the shoes that I could not afford.
I'm gonna be honest. The only magazine I knew about growing up to like look for products in was Sky Mall.
Is that still around?
No,
No.
I am thinking about Hammacher Schlemmer. That is where all the products come from. It's like the airport store, but in a fancy mall. Like there's one in King of Prussia, and it's all like $2,000 massage chairs and like fancy ass headphones and shit.
Did you ever go into a Sharper Image? Same
Oh,
thing.
hell yeah.
Yeah, Hammacher Schlemmer is upscale Sharper Image.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All those
There's
mall
something-
stores that
There's
just don't
something more
exist
upscale than Sharper Image.
In fact, yes.
It's interesting to me to listen to Commish talking about like dreaming of having cool shoes whenever he was in high school. I had to be forced to wear shoes when I was in high school.
Beth, it's because you're hill jack to your core, Beth.
And
Yes. Something West Virginia fan.
that cement-
as a person who also does not like to wear shoes.
That
I didn't
cement was hot as fuck. I'm just gonna say that. Like you didn't want to step on the cement, and you step on a bee once in your life. That's enough.
Commish, you say it like I do. Holy shit. Thank you.
What?
You say it like I do.
you say the word for concrete pavement again, please.
Like cement?
It's cement, Commish.
That was
It's
not
cement.
what I thought you were saying the first
It wasn't
time.
either. I'm like, what were you stepping on it? Why were you stepping on it?
Cement. I say it the same way. I say cement too.
It's worse when you say it. Oh my god.
Boy, lean into that T. Lean into that T hard.
Cement.
Jesus Christ.
Beth, this raises the question for me. That did you grow up calling
I didn't even think about
pavement or cement by another word? Because I did.
Pavement?
Mhm.
You mean specifically concrete?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing comes to mind, but if you say something, it's very possible that I might call it that too.
Macadam.
So for me, macadam is a substrate of stone suspended in tar.
Okay.
Like that's tar and chip.
Okay.
So
It was sort of genericized
okay.
pavement
Around
when I was in
around
elementary
here,
school. Yeah.
macadam is specifically substrate in tar and chip.
Okay.
There we go. Learn something new every day.
Oh yeah, that is very Pennsylvania in general. So now you know.
Do you guys call it tar and chip?
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay. We have literal road signs that will say like roads have just been tarred and chipped.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
Okay, so
Are you familiar with this in general?
they probably don't pave as much as we do.
Yeah.
Because
So tarring and chipping is sort of a like this road needs to be repaved, but we can't afford to fully repave it. So we're gonna like throw some real sticky gravel down over it.
They throw gravel down and then they put a layer of tar over top of that.
Oh,
And
we
if
don't do this.
And if you drive
No.
over top of that anytime for about 48 hours or so after they do it, you will destroy the paint of your car.
Yeah, we don't do this.
It
Okay.
will look like Jackson Pollock attacked you.
They do the potholes, the pothole patch. So
Yes.
it's like there's a pothole, they just throw like filler in it, and then they go. And they don't even wait like 24 hours, I don't think.
I planted a
Yes.
small tree in a pothole already once this spring.
And then when it finally rains, that what they just patched, it just pops up and floats away. It's great.
Yeah, so tar and chip is like, what if we kind of half-ass paved a whole road with that?
Yeah, like what if whole road was pothole? I know how to fix.
I mean, it's almost like whole road is pothole.
Whole road is pothole.
Tar and chip sounds like it would be a food in England.
I'm looking at Reddit. It says, "Ask an American. Do you pronounce the word cement or cement?" And then it's an old Reddit post from like a year ago, and I was like, I didn't really know, but
Yeah.
you know,
No, I
just
call
call
it a cement mixer, which is when I
Oh,
learned I
wow.
said it wrong because of my kid. Yeah.
cement mixer. Okay,
So-
I really haven't even thought about this before. Now I'm
We
all
also
like
have-
thrown off.
We also have Grand Valley State won the D2 women's basketball title.
Go
Grand
Lakers!
Valley State, traditional D2 power in lots of things.
Are they the Lady Lakers or just the Lakers?
I hope they're just the Lakers.
I don't know. I think like
We
a
need
Lady
to
Lakers.
get rid of lady everything.
Oh, hold on.
The Lakettes.
Lakettes.
They would definitely not be called the Laker Girls.
Nothing as good as the Sugar Bears, though.
No, you can't beat that.
Neither
My
can Title
sol-
IX. It's fine.
My
Okay, so-
solution for the Sugar Bears is simply gender swap it.
Call the boys the Sugar Bears.
Absolutely.
Or come
I'm
up
into
with
it.
come up with some like ridiculously masculine modifier for the men's team.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, yeah, this is the tactical bears.
Tack Bears.
Musk bears.
No,
You.
I don't know. We
not
wanna
using
get
that one.
Go down that road.
Yeah, I want to go down that one. No. Oh, is there an ad in here? What? Oh, okay.
Man, I was walking here yesterday, right? And I wasn't like super paying attention to where I was going, just like, oh, I'm going south. And I without realizing it, I was like walked past Trump Tower, and like right as I looked over, I was like, like that's over there. Like a Cybertruck went by. It was just bad vibes
Oh, it's
all around.
everything at once. Holy shit. I saw someone sitting in a passenger seat of a Cybertruck for the first time.
Wow.
It wasn't just someone
Wow.
driving by themselves. I know. I was shocked.
Were they scrawling help into a window?
No, I looked over and like I was gonna give them the flash of like everything okay? But no, they were smiling. Who knew?
I mean, it's cool being in New York City because you see a lot of like really over the top cars, especially like right where I am. There's a lot of really upscale hotels and residences and stuff like that. Like I went past one hotel and sitting in the valet, there were two cars. There was a Maybach and a Rolls Royce. I was
Ooh.
like, damn. Yeah, like so it balances out the Cybertruck.
Commish, is San Antonio ready for the Final Four?
Let me just go ahead to the San Antonio Reddit real quick. I gotta see this. I gotta show y'all this blimp that is in town already.
It's not the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, it's not the Goodyear blimp. It's a Capital One blimp.
Oh,
And I have to.
false blimp.
Oh no, this blimp
is it an actual blimp?
This is probably one of the best blimps of all time, and I'm just gonna post it. Hopefully, it's not like a 10 gig image or whatever. But here we go. I should be loaded.
Oh my
No.
God.
Zoom in.
What is that? Is that Charles Barkley?
It's fucking Charles Barkley on a blimp.
So they've taken one of their commercials that's been airing this year for March Madness and made the actual blimp. I believe the commercial is just like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day style inflatable, but they've gone and blimpified it.
I love it. I love everything
No,
about
I mean,
this.
I'm falling down a rabbit hole because I just found out that blimps and zeppelins are not the same.
Yeah,
Things I
Zeppelins
didn't
have
know.
like internal superstructure and blimps don't.
I did not know that. Today I
Yeah,
learned.
blimps are all floppy boys.
Yes.
So, heading to San Antonio, we have Florida, Duke, Houston, and Auburn. What do they all have in common? They're all one seed. So, congratulations to the person in your office pool that just picked chalk. They have won.
There are two choices for the person in your office pool who picked all chalk. One of them is like very kind middle-aged lady, probably named Nancy, who does not know anything about college basketball. And other option B is like the single most annoying dude in the office. I hope for your sake that your person who picked all the chalk is Nancy.
It was Kevin. Kevin did it. Drew.
I mean, I looked at the numbers and the numbers were like pick chalk, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna change one thing just so I'm not like officially picking chalk. I did that like every round. Every round I was like, man, I don't see upsets happening. I'm gonna force myself to pick one every round.
These are 4 of the top 10 KenPom all-time teams.
That's a fair thing to point out. Like these teams are legitimately that good, at least by all of the metrics that we have. Like this is not your average 1 seed. Somehow these teams are even better than 1 seeds are typically.
Arthur, did you watch Houston, Tennessee today?
No, I was at a different basketball game. They did have a TV like at my seat that I could have used to watch a different game, but that seemed kind of silly to pay hundreds of dollars to attend a live basketball game and then just watch a different game on the in-seat TV.
I just want to say that game was 34-15 at the half.
Yeah.
That Houston just set on Tennessee. It was 2 minutes left, 2:55 left in the first half when Tennessee broke into double digits. The game ended up 50-69. Both teams scored 35 in the second half. All of a sudden just exploded. But at no point did it ever feel like Tennessee was going to win this thing.
They got it to within 10, and I was like, oh, Tennessee within 10. And then as soon as I posted that, Houston expanded it to 17.
Oh, you mean it's 10 IC.
Oh
No.
that's what the Duke saw.
The Duke saw.
Yeah.
Hughes done.
Yeah.
My jokes
Yeah.
are so good.
Yeah.
I like that it causes y'all physical pain. It's not often that I can do something where it's just the mental pain. Like I get that, but that it actually physically causes it.
Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news.
Oh.
We have learned how much the Pop Culture Jeopardy trophy weighs, courtesy of friend of the show, Pitt Basketball shouting. It weighs 8.8 pounds.
That's a light trophy.
Yeah, but look at it. It's real good.
Okay.
Oh, it is nice. Good. It's like a TV. I like that.
Okay. It's got the little bunny ears.
I like that. So, Commish, is San Antonio buzzing with excitement? Someone called this Someone called this chalk on the Riverwalk or Riverwalk Chalk.
Riverwalk
Oh,
Chalk.
I like that.
But
Which
no
I like
Jayhawk.
But no Jayhawk.
But no Jayhawk.
Yeah.
I feel like these are all good fan bases that are going to travel to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just say right here, these teams, I would say that they're lucky because San Antonio is a great place to travel to. You know, like if I could pick cities in America where I was like, yeah, I want my team to go there for a championship event so that
Yeah.
like I have an excuse to make that trip. San Antonio would be up there. I'm not sure number one, but
No.
definitely top 10.
Yeah, it's top 10 for sure. Just San Antonio's ready. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to get my butt down around some like media on Thursday and Friday. I do have to be Coach Commish on Saturday, the day of the games, but I'm gonna see what I could do. And you know, I was kind of pulling for Michigan State to make it because I was gonna try to get into a press conference with Coach Tom Izzo. And, you know, he said that he was just looking for a second title, you know, trying to get that next title. And I was like, I felt like he needed a deal from the committee. Like we were going to buy him a sombrero and like, you know, a Mexican poncho if he won.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it was unfortunately they didn't make it. They just didn't have enough ammo to take out Auburn. But, I'm going to try to see what I can do to meet up with some of the media folks, John Fanta, Matt Norlander. I'm going to see what I can do to get down there. I'm a part of the Basketball Writers Association. I mean, I wrote an article about Master P and UNO. So I'll see what I can do. I got some stickers and hopefully I can get down there. It counts. It'll work. I don't think I'm going to get in the game at all. There's no way I'd have to pay.
That ain't going to happen.
I just want to go to like the media day thingy, Radio Row thing. Probably in the convention center, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center thing. So that's all I want in. That's all I want.
We have half of our women's Final Four set as well. We have 1 seed South Carolina and 1 seed UCLA. And then on Monday, we have 2 seed UConn versus 1 seed USC and 2 seed TCU versus 1 seed Texas, which should be very spicy. All those games should be very spicy. USC wins despite being a woman down, which was a great game. This is all, I mean, people don't tend to complain about chalk as much on the women's side.
Yeah, because it's historically
gap.
Been very chalky, and so there's like less expectation of
there's still
upset.
A gap there.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in the beginning days, there were just certain teams that actually had good teams. Like, I mean, Louisiana Tech, you know, won like national titles in the 80s. ULM women's made a Final Four in 1984.
Okay, by the way, asterisk here, I will allow Louisiana Tech to remain the Lady Texters.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And that has lots of history behind it. And
Yes.
Lady Vols, I will also let you keep.
Yeah.
Because you have your own colors and everything.
And then, like, you know, Tennessee had the huge dynasty in the 90s, 80s and 90s with Pat Summitt. There are just programs that actually gave a crap about women's sports. Mm-hmm. And so they have historical advantages over like teams that are just building their programs. So there are like programs that, and so that's kind of natural in that sport, I would say, because, you know, not every school took it seriously. And then the schools that actually took it seriously are, you know, kind of reaping the benefits of it now. So
except for Stanford, who's having a down year.
Yeah. But their coach retired, I think, right? Kay Ivey, it was their last year.
Yeah. Their coach retired. They're on a rebuild. I think I saw from Marissa that they're going to maintain a lot of their core next year too. So they should be coming back.
They'll be fine. And then like they had to do something weird this year, like basketball in the Big Ten. I'm sorry, basketball in the ACC. I apologize.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. What is that sound?
Beth, who do it? Where is this coming from? Who is doing this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was through my headphones. Sorry.
like I made a mistake. I was like,
Programming heartlesses, don't mind me.
Because I heard it the first time and I was like, am I the only person that's hearing this? Am I
No.
Crazy.
No, I
hallucinating?
love it.
I'm writing scripts to play harpglisses.
Beth, leave it in.
Yeah, we're leaving all this
it's
in.
beautiful. And
Yeah,
you can
you keep-
continue
Just
you can
keep making
continue to harpless.
Yeah,
You
keep
can
throwing it in there,
continue
Beth.
to
It's fine.
harpless. It's okay.
It's fine. I've got like 35 to go.
Excellent.
It'll be a good way for us to know when to change topics.
Yeah, this is the it's like Holly
age.
Anderson's tinkly thing.
Her wind chimes.
No, it's perfect.
Yes.
Don't apologize at all. It's awesome.
Oh, I was thinking of the NFL draft chime that gets reused for everything.
Mhm. We also have our NIT Final Four. 2-seed North Texas, whose coach just got poached. Thank you, Beth.
Woohoo!
Did you see what happened about North Texas's home game?
No, I did not.
So they were supposed to play Oklahoma State at home in the last round of the NIT. They had to play at Oklahoma State, and here's why. There was a faculty luncheon scheduled.
What?
There
That
was a
never
faculty-
happens.
There was a faculty luncheon scheduled at the Super Pit, which is where North Texas plays, and they couldn't move it.
The what? The where?
The Super Pit. Oh, 24 hours until the college basketball crown.
It's less than that now.
I was
I think
going to
it
say,
tipped
it's
off at,
tipping
like,
off
the
at
late
11
afternoon.
o'clock Eastern.
This was from 8 hours ago. So
Okay.
Okay.
I
okay.
just found it on the Instagram because I posted the Charles Barkley clip to our Instagram.
Yes, yeah, the Super Pit. There we go.
Is that the show
So-
with Noah Wiley?
I've heard I wouldn't like that show because it's too intense.
I couldn't watch The Bear after like 2 episodes. I was like, I'm not going back to the restaurant industry. I can't do it. This is not fun.
My thing with the pit is that I don't want to get caught out and end up having to pay a bunch of money because it's not a network for me. Because the hospital that it's set at is out of network for me, and I just don't want to take the risk. Right? I mean, I think it's appropriate that for some reason there's 2 competing Pittsburgh medical dramas for no reason, because that perfectly duplicates the actual healthcare industry in Pittsburgh. So the medical drama that is in network for me is CBS's Watson.
I highly recommend living in my area of Pennsylvania, where UPMC has eaten all of our healthcare providers, but we are in the extended network, not actually in the network.
Of course.
How many network hospitals do we have? None.
Jesus.
Yay!
So number 2 seed North Texas will be playing number 1 seed UC Irvine. Oh, hey, look.
The Anteaters.
I
Hey!
see we're going to enter the show tonight.
Zot.
And the no seed Chattanooga Mocs will be playing the
Is that
no
like-
seed
Is
Loyola
that like the
Chicago.
ladies' team, the Uncle Eaters? These are things I wonder.
They could also be the Anteaters. People have different preferences.
That's true.
It is California.
And did I say the Loyola Chicago Ramblers? Shout out to Sister Jean, who would love this
Shout out
I
conversation.
know, like Sister Jean would have really approved that conversation.
And then the women's NIT is 3 seed Florida versus 2 seed Minnesota, and 3 seed Belmont versus 4 seed Villanova.
This is your regularly scheduled reminder, by the way, that Sister Jean is 105.
Yes.
We also have our Frozen Four,
Yeah.
which is our ice hockey Final Four. This is going to be Penn State versus Boston U and Denver
right.
versus Western Michigan.
And the Penn State game was in Allentown. Obnoxiously, Pitt Dad was texting me and was like, "You should go to this." And I was like, "Unfortunately, I have other things I have to do today, so I can't." But Penn State UConn went into overtime. So
When in OT,
No.
Penn State
Spicy.
defeated UConn. First time ever the Nittany Lions are going to the Frozen Four.
And the Wisconsin women have won the 2025.
Women's
It's not.
title.
It's not technically D1. There is a D3 title. They call this not. It's because this is D1 and D2 together technically. But whatever you want to call it, yes. Wisconsin wins the final. That's great.
There was the Wisconsin woman, she had to make a penalty shot to tie the game to send it to OT, like Mighty Ducks-esque, like to get not the game winner, just to get it to OT really, really late in the game for Wisconsin, and pulled it off, and then Wisconsin wound up winning in OT, which was incredible. Congrats to the Badgers.
I will say I will pour one out for the ECAC, my preferred hockey conference. Cornell was the last team in, and they got bounced. So, alas.
Sarah Spain's Big Red, done, unfortunately.
It almost could have been an all Hockey East.
America East, right?
Not
America Hockey East.
Hockey East.
Yeah.
We got to teach you your hockey conferences, Commish.
Sure. Okay.
Well, I want to talk about another bracket, a more important bracket.
Yeah.
The bowling bracket.
Oh,
Ooh, let's go.
Let's go, man.
It was Selection Wednesday this past week.
Yes.
There are 9 open spots, at-large spots for bowling. Nebraska got one of them because Nebraska is not in a conference.
Independent.
Bowling independent Nebraska.
That's right.
The other 8 went to Conference USA teams.
That was 9
Damn.
Conference USA teams.
I think it was 8 out of 9.
Does Bowling
okay.
Green have a bowling team? I want them to very badly.
I wish.
So here are your Conference USA teams.
Yeah, Tulane didn't make it. That's the one that missed.
Jacksonville State, Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, Wichita State, Vanderbilt, Arkansas State, and Youngstown State. And Louisiana Tech, my bad. And La Tech.
Tulane's the only one that didn't make the tourney.
So that's the Bowling Conference USA.
Yes.
That's Bowling Conference USA. It's amazing.
How many of those teams are in Conference USA for other sports?
BQs.
Sam
La Tech
Houston,
is
Jacksonville State, La Tech, 3.
Yeah,
okay,
just
3.
3. Yeah.
I guess that's probably the biggest concentration you have of any other conference in terms of what teams are involved there. So that I guess that makes sense.
It's such a grab bag. The other, because there's no D1, D2, D3 in bowling, that this is, we have teams like Kutztown's in here.
Jordan, I need you to say that again.
God damn it. Kutztown?
No.
Kutztown.
Yep.
I will be going to the Arlington Regional again.
Oh, nice.
That is going to be Jacksonville State, Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, and then the winner of Belmont Abbey and Prairie View.
We got to get email credentials? Or are you just
I'm just going to show up because it's like $10 to get in.
Cool.
There is no press area, Commish. There's no press area at this thing.
Is that not like a press box? Like, would the press box be where they put the pins back down?
I would love that.
I like the idea of you having there's a little arrow slit window above the pin setter.
Yeah.
You're just in there.
Before the game start, you have to walk down the aisle the alley, very, very,
very carefully.
Very carefully so you don't slip and bust your ass.
Shuffle.
And then if a ball gets stuck, the press actually has to come down and get it out of there.
I would love to. I'll set pins for them. I don't fucking care. I love NCAA bowling. I went to the Arlington Regional last year. I got to meet up with some folks from Sam Houston and some Conference USA folks. They're all super excited about this.
Did Jacksonville State won it last year, right?
They did in their first year ever with a team.
Okay. And they beat Arkansas State. Oh my God.
Shout out to the Pittsburgh Regional, which is full of extremely local teams, including Nebraska, Fayetteville State, Arkansas State, and Maryville of Missouri. And also Kutztown, which is local-ish compared to the rest of those teams.
Home field advantage for the Kutztown.
Yes, from probably 4 hours away. Yes.
Where do you know where this is?
That's a great question. Let's find out, shall we?
Yeah, we can get Arthur credentialed.
Sick and he has to put back the Google things. Is going without a credential raw dogging? Is that what raw dogging is?
No,
that's what raw dogging is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering because I know a lot of venues in the Pittsburgh area where you would host competitions, but I would assume this has to be a bowling alley where they would hold this.
Yes, they have
So,
bowling alleys.
right,
It's
like
at
it's
the
not.
AMF lands in Mount Lebanon.
Oh, okay, I know where that is. It's not particularly close to me, but that makes sense. I mean, because like, when they have like wrestling or basketball or any like NCAA stuff, that's all at the Penguins Arena. But yeah, it makes sense that it would be at a bowling alley.
Well,
yeah, hosted by Duquesne, technically.
I mean, you're having yours at a bowling alley, but I need you guys to see where they're hosting the Arlington Regional.
Is it not at a bowling alley?
Oh, it's so much more.
Is it at a combination bowling alley restaurant?
God, that would that would be better. No.
Gutter
Is this one of
ball.
those like barcade kind of dealios?
No,
Well,
ma'am.
that would be a weird vibe. A bowling alley where you don't really feel super comfortable taking kids. I don't know that has
I'm
legs.
trying to find the full name of it.
It's not gutter balls?
Oh, it is the International Training and Research Center for U.S.
Okay.
Bowling.
Oh,
Nice.
that's like very hardcore for bowling.
Like the Los Alamos of bowling.
With respect to the the U.S. international bowling team. Side note: why isn't bowling an Olympic sport?
It's
With
not?
respect, like how much research is there to do on the bowling?
That venue probably makes even more sense for this competition than a bowling alley.
Okay.
They have bowling machines there. They have. I turned a corner last year and walked into their weight room. They had like treadmills with like the oxygen mask that you breathe into to like test your. They're very serious about bowling.
I want them to have like a million lanes where they're testing different varieties of floor wax.
Different floor wax robots, different Roombas go out there.
Yeah, this is just very weird to me because bowling is like land curling, right? And so like I would expect the international bowling team to have approximately the same vibe as like Olympic curling teams, who are literally beer league teams for the most part, who just are also very good at this.
I do think it would be a funny visual to see someone who's trained really hard to just bowl with an absolutely massive bowl. Like, yeah, man, like this dude bowls with a 30-pound ball because he lifts so much weight.
I need to show you the bowling machine.
Shots in there. But Earl would eventually find his
Jesus.
The ability to repeat the exact same shot proves valuable once you know where to throw it. In the end, though, Chris Barnes is just too tough.
That's right.
Who do you think you are? I am.
God, I every time I see bowling, I think of Pete Weber's celebration.
Ah!
But, I mean, bowling's got to be an interesting one for like reactions and celebrations, because whenever you do something, it is legitimately all you.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, I mean, like curling is obviously a team sport. There's a lot of sports where it's very conditioned on what someone else does, right? Like if you score a touchdown in football, like yes, you ran it into the end zone, but like there was defense involved, you had blockers, etc. Like you do something in bowling, it really is all you, and it's not like there's like you're out there by yourself, and there's probably not like a huge audience that would drown out anything you say. I feel like that's got to be pretty unique.
Commish, I will say there is a 10th team in Conference USA Bowling we did not mention that did not make the tournaments. So it's not just Tulane. It was Valpo.
Ah, the Beacons.
Hold up. I'm looking up right now. Holy shit. The Tulane bowling logo I kind of love.
I mean,
it's not
the wave bowling.
No, it's not, but it's still very good.
We got to put like a bowling ball like in the wave itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's like the Easter wave that we had like not too long ago where it had legs. Yeah.
The other thing is that they do have two great uniforms. They have the dark green and then they have the Tulane blue. And I wish that their bowling shirts had the combo of the two. Because just one or the other, I'm not loving. I've always heard that that softball teams are super supportive of each other. Like you see softball antics and you're always like, man, like softball players support each other like crazy.
Yes.
Oh, they rule. I love softball players. Like you meet like a former person who used to play softball. They're an awesome person. I mean, almost like 100% of the time.
And they're real good at French braids.
That too.
The bowling teams
I
have
can't
that
do
exact
French
same
braids at
vibe.
all. I've like
I also can't French braid at all. And for those of you that know what I look like I should know how to French braid. Can't do it.
Yeah. Beth would make a really good second baseman.
You should be one of those like fighting game women with the giant braid they use to thwack people.
I mean, it is pretty thwackable, I think.
Pitt
just-
Girl,
like Bianca Belair. Yeah.
Pitt Girl's an intense center fielder. She's got range. I feel like she's got really good mobility out there.
You are giving me far more credit than I deserve, but thank you.
Commish, what's my position? What's my position, Commish?
In softball or baseball?
Oh yeah, and either or.
Baseball?
I say left field, out of harm's way.
I'm gonna say catcher.
For Jordan?
No, I can't. I can't. My bad knees.
Look at bad knees, and he's got back problems, so that's not good.
Right field.
right field.
No, I don't want to put him in right field.
Right field.
Does he have a cannon though? He needs to have a cannon.
No, I don't have a cannon.
Okay, so third base is
boy.
out too.
Bad boy.
Okay, can you catch?
No.
Pitcher.
No cannon. He's an off-speed pitcher. He's a knuckleballer.
Yeah.
Jordan is a knuckleballer. That's it.
Our personal Tim Wakefield.
That's right. Jordan Wakefield.
Jordan Wakefield sounds like someone who had a really conspiracy theory laden document redacted by some scientific journal.
Yeah, specifically withdrawn from Nature. Yeah.
Jordan Wakefield has
you're
like
just
the biggest
combining
jaw.
I'm combining Andrew Wakefield and Jordan Peterson, I believe.
Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I got. Okay. Jesus.
God, that's cursed.
Whomst among us.
I know that.
That's the most cursed thing I've encountered this weekend.
What do we think that hypothetical Jordan Wakefield eats? Does he also exclusively eat steak?
Oh yeah, 100% carnivore.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say it's carnivore, but like weirder, like a spam diet.
Okay.
Ooh, nothing but spam musubi.
No. Jordan Wakefield eats nothing but bison.
Or like kangaroo only.
They have so many different
Gotta
kinds
be
of
wild
spam at
game.
H Mart.
Rabbit. Just
Oh,
nothing but
gross.
rabbit.
Nothing but wild game.
I'm gonna die. You can get rabbit starvation.
Yes, I know.
Hey, let's go to some college football news here.
We have some.
Only an hour into
hold
the
on.
podcast.
Hey, let's do the ad read first. since
Oh,
we're
it's
at
ad
least
read
the
time.
hour mark. Let's do
Fine.
that.
Folks, as always, join our Patreon for $5 a month, get access to our Discord. We're going to be having in a month, I'll say it here because you guys are our friends. People who are listening to this, you're in here.
It's coming out in the Beehive tomorrow anyway, so we're good.
Beehive.
We are going to do a pledge drive in May.
Yeah.
We're going to do
Get your NPR
style.
tote bags now.
Mm-hmm.
We will have tote bags for for a certain level. We will have stickers for other levels.
Yeah.
We are going to have call to actions where we tell you about how we absolutely need this for this to survive. You want independent reporting like what we do? Then pay up, bitches.
Is that what we do?
Is that what NPR does? Does NPR say pay up, bitches? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've heard a pledge drive.
Well, I think Juvenile said that in his Tiny Desk concert. That's NPR, right?
Are we going to have to do NPR voices?
Hmm.
Well, we ask you to please consider giving generously.
Girl, you working that back. I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me. Join our Patreon for just $5.
We're going to do Quiet Storm. That was my Quiet Storm.
Oh, okay.
That was me. That was Beth. Here's
You
did
gotta
not do
work.
that.
You gotta work on that sound effect because it just sounds like there's a problem with the mic every time I hear it.
Mhm. That's part of the vibe, though.
It
Beth,
is.
how are your harp glisses going?
Let's see. Most recent harp gliss is this one.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh. Get a little
Pentatonic.
start a little low and then I like that. If you guys don't know how you have to do harps can only play in one key at a time.
What?
Because you have to set each string to be sharp or flat, basically.
Yep.
So it only works in one key at a time. And to change that, you have to change pedals.
Yep, you put down your feet.
It's a very complicated set of pedals. And the best part is when band people write for harp because they don't understand what it takes to change keys. And so sometimes there are certain keys that are close for band instruments that you'd be like, oh, those are just adjacent. Fine, that for harpists involve swapping 7 pedals. They love that.
Seems like a harpist problem.
I mean, harpists have a lot of problems. A good friend of mine plays harp, and her rule is that the harp doesn't go in the car for less than $350.
I think that's fair. They seem heavy.
That's the loading fee.
One of my childhood friends married, she is a harpist, and she married one of the bassists for the Pittsburgh Symphony.
What kind of car do they drive? A hearse?
So they have a little tiny car, and they also have a panel van.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I hope it's the sketchiest panel van you've ever seen. I hope it's spray painted with like on the side like a death metal band.
They're driving enter van left.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you should do. We've been thinking about what instruments we can get Commish's son on, and I think maybe harp.
Everyone needs a harpist.
Okay, you have to factor in.
He'll work the wedding circuit. Like,
look. The
week
2-year-old is gonna attack the shit out of that harp.
That's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
baby harps.
Is
baby harp, ding, 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 baby harp, ding, ding, ding.
Baby harp. I gotta finish it. Sorry. Like you can't just end the song.
I'm still
the lyric.
I'm still in the ad read. I'm in my ad read. Anyways, we're gonna have an NPR style pledge-a-thon to see if we can make this thing more viable. Because Commish and I want to do this full time. Please let us do this full time.
Again, like, I wrote something. It's coming out Monday. You'll listen to this on Tuesday. If you do, we appreciate it. It's basically, hey, we're trying to do this full time. My corporate overlords are making me go back into the office. I don't want to do that. I hate it. I want to do this. I kind of feel like, I'm that classic midlife crisis person that finds that he doesn't want to be the corporate drone for the rest of his life and feels like there's an opportunity here, along with Jordan, probably feeling the same way right now.
Yeah.
And we kind of want to do this because we feel like this is fun. This is something that really no other media outlet is going to give you. And it feels like we've put like a word into the lexicon of sports, and we want to continue that and build off of that, and we need your help to do it. Like we can't do it. I tried to win the lottery this week. It didn't work out. I'll try again next week.
We'll keep trying.
I'll keep trying. I'm not using Patreon money for that. That's like normal corporate job money. But like we like to travel. We like to go to weird places. We again, we want to go to like more fun places. We want to cover games as media that don't get much attention because we understand your schools. If you're not in the top 30, or even if you are in the top 30, whatever. But if you don't get that much coverage, like all your stories matter, and we want to tell those stories, and we do it with the enthusiasm that I don't think anybody else has. Like we enjoy every little weird tradition you have. We love posting that Mizzou has so much fucking nuclear power in the world.
So much power.
And they're about to get more power.
They're going to get 20 more.
Tim the Two-Man Taylor is moving to Columbia, Missouri. But yeah, we love doing stuff like this. It's fun. Join the Patreon. It's a welcoming environment. We don't care what school you support. It's all in good fun.
We have Penn State fans.
We have Penn State fans. We do.
Bless them for coming out in public.
I know. But like it's just something that
High danger.
Look. We're about like everything about the sport. Like we love the entirety of the sport. College football wise, we're really like expanding all throughout like collegiate sports. And I mean, we love to cover like lacrosse further. I mean, soccer. We love to do all this stuff. It's just that, again, our time is limited. But if we could do this full time, there is another level of the committee that we can reach. And we need your help to do it. So join today.
We're going to start a real big push.
For just 5 cents a day, you too.
For just 16 cents a day, you too can support Commish and Jordan and maybe buy them a latte or something.
You can use the picture of the podcast I took the other day in your advertisements.
Oh, yes.
Podcat in Podcat jail, his eyes, he just like he doesn't even look sad. He just looks so innocent. Like, mother, what did I do wrong?
Join our Patreon to let Podcat out of jail.
Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend was like, what did he do? When I showed him that picture.
We also have our merch store, sickoscommittee.org. Commish just put out a new sticker sheet with smaller versions of a lot of our classic stickers all in one place.
Yeah,
for
that's
11
like
buckos.
11 buckos for 11 stickers. So that's $1 a sticker. Also, if you join the Patreon, you get a discount code to the store too. So again, take advantage.
We also have our Little Sickos acrylic stands. The pre-order is extended to April 7th. We need 100 people. We need 100 of these sold to cover.
Yep.
To the run. So if you're still interested, you have more time. We'll push that on the timeline.
If you are interested whatsoever with all the random changes in government trade policy, ongoing, changing from day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute. I fought with these folks for about a month just to get these back in the store. Because I don't know if we're ever going to be able to have these again. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's ever going to be able to happen again. So if you think that you want this, like maybe 0.001% want this, get it. Because I mean, you don't want to have to buy this on $1,000 for eBay and random merch in the future.
We are also, in light of ongoing tariff situations, we are also pleased to announce the Sicko-mobile, one time only. Got to get it before more tariffs go into place on vehicles. So,
it's a North Korean car. That's why we're importing it. We also have our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitch. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go the places we refuse to go. And for the softest, comfiest, anteaterist collegiate apparel, home field apparel, use offer code yes, yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. Commish is rocking the Scarlet Knights and the NJ Rutgers helmet, which I love.
Rutgers! Say that like mustard.
Yes, Pitt Girl.
Before we get back on topic, I was looking at Blue Sky, and Commish, I would just like to acknowledge your post from a few hours ago. Quote, I want to eat a gigantic baked potato for dinner. I don't think it will happen, but maybe. And I say this because obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend likes potatoes, and so he will like make a whole thing. He'll just bake like a whole sheet of potatoes, and then like as sort of a meal prep thing, he'll take them to work. But the best thing is after he bakes the potatoes and then lets them cool, sometimes he'll just wander into the living room just like holding a potato.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, straight out of the oven, no nothing, just hand potato. That shit hits. It really does.
I wanted to do it. I did not get it. I knew it was going to happen. I didn't have any
hand potato you want to see in the world.
I didn't have any potatoes at the house, so I would have had to order one. And then I was like,
a single potato.
Well, I mean, like there's
potato
a restaurant.
Delayed, it's not potato denied.
I'm gonna get. It's like I can't rationalize spending like $11 or something on like a fully loaded like baked potato with like like meat and cheese and all that stuff on it when I could buy a bag of like 30 potatoes for like $5.
Correct. And then you can have freshly baked oven potato.
And then also I looked at how many calories the potato would have been with all the stuff on it.
Oh yeah,
like, it was like 1,100 calories. I'm like, nah, fuck this. It's just like I'm gonna eat like a sad sandwich, and I ate a sad sandwich. It's fine though.
Here is our news. Kenny Burns, head coach of Kent State, has been placed on leave.
Yeah.
He is being sued for being $24,000 in debt to the Kent University Bank Credit Union. And Commish, I'm with you here. This feels like there's more to this.
I have questions.
Right?
Yeah.
This doesn't. I have no other listeners. I think I know. I feel like there is more behind this. I have no proof.
I mean, how do you get 5-figure debt to a entity that's affiliated with someone paying you a 6-figure salary?
I don't know.
The math is not mathing for me there.
It's Kent State though, so any coverage of this is absolutely zero. We have had some local folks, and they're just as confused as we are. At least publicly.
We have one, like, in our Discord, Kent State. He's saying that there's more info that it's going to come out, and the news about the debt dropped in, I think, November of last year, and so there's going to be. I hope it's not like. When you get to the point when you put somebody on administrative leave, like, what is going on here?
Something's afoot.
Something is afoot. So there's going to be more than what we know. And whenever that news comes out, we will get it. But it doesn't necessarily feel like this is a good situation for their head coach, where they extended him after going 1-11. And then, he went 0-12 last year. So I don't know what's going on with the Kent State program. I'm not sure what's going on with the coach. All I know is that he was being sued by a bank for $24,000 in debt to a bank, and like, his salary is not that much, but I mean, I just don't. It's not a good feeling here. Like, there's gonna be something that they're gonna turn over the rock, and you're gonna find some stuff we probably don't want to know about, and we'll see if we have another coach vacancy in the future, which it's a possibility because they've already have an interim, like, coaching the spring game for Kent State.
Well, that chime says it's time to move on to our next topic.
That's correct.
Hey, Commish, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing either.
That was Coach Kevin Willard on his future of coaching Maryland basketball.
After he and his Maryland Terps, the so-called Crab Five, which is a play on the Fab Five, which is awesome.
Thank you for explaining the joke.
Yeah.
It's always much funnier when you explain the joke.
It's important to explain the joke.
Every podcast is someone's first, and there are probably a lot of our listeners who were not alive for the Fab
Five.
Five
Was in like 91, so I'm going to explain that shit, all right?
I mean, that's fair. 2 of the members of this podcast were not alive for that.
I'm just saying. That's why I explained it, and that's why I explained the joke, I guess, because...
But that joke comes after, because there was the Fab Four, which were the Beatles. And so it's an even older joke.
None of us were alive for that one.
I mean,
no,
Commish.
I was not. No, I wasn't.
He wasn't alive?
I was not alive. I was not even a glimmer at that point. So
I was trying to make a joke that he was very old. I explained my own joke now.
Hey!
Oh,
no!
We're just explaining our own jokes. Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Disaster!
No, it's not as much as a disaster was this Kevin Willard saga. So
but where is he going?
He's going to Villanova. He's going to be the Villanova head coach. After they fired Kyle Neptune. I
feel like he should be the head coach at Pepperdine.
It's a good name, but it also feels kind of made up.
It does.
Yeah, this is Aquaman's legal name.
So Kevin Willard was making about $4 million for Maryland.
I was drinking water, you asshole.
You're welcome.
He was making about $4 million for Maryland. Maryland offered a contract to him to raise his salary to $6 million. Now, he refused that because there's some turmoil in the Maryland athletic department. The athletic department, the AD is gone. They don't have an AD anymore. The AD left Maryland to go be the AD at SMU. And Jordan's like, oh, SMU's stealing ADs now, which is crazy.
Love it.
Yeah. Then he's just like, hey, he's openly campaigning for money for NIL. Like, he's like, we don't have any money for NIL to compete in the Big Ten. Yes, Arthur.
I just was going to say that SMU stealing Maryland's AD, not necessarily the worst acquisition of an AD by a Dallas-Fort Worth area sporting entity.
Okay.
True. Fair.
All right, that's true. Are we back on the Luka trade? But all right. So there was a lot of drama that was surrounding this. And when Maryland made their run to the Sweet 16, which is like their second time doing this in 20 years, making the Sweet 16, he was non-committal in all of his press conferences. Like, it would not address any of the rumors of him going to Villanova whatsoever in such a weird way. Like, if you watched any of these press conferences, it was incredibly weird that he would just like dance around the issue and give strange answers. And then especially when they got eliminated after losing to Florida in this turmoil for an entire week of this drama, he was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And he knew what he was doing. He was going to Villanova.
It's too bad that there wasn't a separate job that he was also rumored for that he could specifically deny.
Yeah.
Right? Like how Brian
Kelly.
or not Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley wasn't going to LSU.
He could have wound up at West Virginia. Who knows?
The best part was the McNeese coach.
Like, that was gonna kill me.
I think you should just make up something, even if like you don't actually have anything you're rumored for.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like when people ask you about how you're heavily rumored for the Villanova job, just be like, yeah, I'm not going to take the Memphis Grizzlies open job right now. I'm not going to take it. I'm committed to college.
Guys, I'm not dating Emma Stone. I'm not. I wish the people would stop the rumors. I'm not dating Emma Stone. It's just not happening.
It's not happening. Is it more like a situationship?
Yeah, it's more like a thing. It's complicated. Go back to the Facebook things. It's complicated.
Okay.
Right, but in this situation, you do that because you have someone else like lined up.
Oh, shit.
So, like, Willard's back in the Big East. He was the coach of Seton Hall. At Seton Hall, he was there from 2010 to 2022. I mean, he took Seton Hall to the NCAA tournament 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably would have taken him in 2020, but it was canceled. And then, like, in 2022, before he left for Maryland, he had, like, Seton Hall winning on average, about 20-something games a year and finishing pretty solid in the Big East. Now he's back in the Big East. He's back in Villanova. Villanova's a private school. We have no idea what they're going to pay him whatsoever. But, this is... It was just such a weird saga with, like, there seems to be turmoil in the Maryland athletic department. The AD's gone. There's no organization in NIL. The Maryland football team didn't have a great year. They weren't even September Maryland. But then they were able to pull off like a historic like season for them to get to the Sweet 16 again. And it's kind of been marred by like the exit of this coach. And there's a couple articles like Matt Norlander wrote one. And then there was another one that's just like, I love it. It was from John Talty. It says like, he played us like a drum inside Kevin Willard's turbulent Maryland departure. And this is such a great article. It says it's an 11-minute read, but like it's phenomenal. Just like I like to have program like this where they've won national title. They won a national title in like the beginning of the 2000s, but like they've been chasing that high since, and they just can't get back to it. And then having an athletic department not necessarily aligned with NIL, which Maryland spiritually still feels like an ACC school in this aspect about basketball, because there's only really one ACC school that has their NIL program together, and they're in the Final Four, and that's Duke, the Duke that you met earlier today, right?
Mm-hmm. Duke U.
Okay. Duke U. Okay. Duke Houston.
It was Houston.
Yes.
Hey, how about a hot dog dunked in goat milk? The Hartford Yard Goats have unveiled the Float Your Goat quarter-pound all-beef hot dog with chopped peppers, onions, bacon, and brown mustard submerged in a glass of 100% whole goat milk.
My problem with this is that it's because they give it to you dunked in the milk. It's going to get soggy really fast.
You got to eat it fast.
I cannot say this firmly enough. Baseball is a summer sport.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
if you're eating that in the summer, you have made a decision that will define far more than just this evening or afternoon of baseball.
In the Yard Goats' defense, summer in Hartford is relatively temperate.
Agreed.
True. Yeah, you don't want to do this in San Antonio when it's 100.
Oh, that's that 100% goat milk's going to load you down.
Look. The one thing is, like, I saw this post and we got tagged in it. Of course, thank you to our followers that love to tag us and stuff like this, because we love this stuff. I just basically quote tweeted it and said, "Whatever floats your goat," and the Hartford Yard Goats immediately followed us.
Beautiful.
So now we have the Rumble Ponies following us. We have the Yard Goats, the Durham Bulls. We are collecting all of, even though
the Emeralds, the Pickles.
Every minor league baseball team.
Every like awesome minor league baseball team that is in on it.
Fine by me.
It's perfect, except the Altoona Curve. They're serious. They don't want to follow us.
Did the Trash Pandas follow us?
I don't even know if we tweeted about the Trash Pandas enough.
Okay, we might have to do that one day.
Come to Blue Sky, all these other accounts too, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Anyway, hi Yard Goats. I have always liked your logo. I really like the alternate one where the goat's chewing on a hockey stick instead.
Nice.
Yeah. So, next time I'm up that way, if it's summertime, I will try and go see you.
I mentioned this to Beth already, but basically North Texas's head coach is headed to West Virginia probably, and they're in the middle of the NIT. And then the NCAA said that this year, at least, there cannot be any school versus school spring games.
Boo!
I want to be careful. This wasn't the NCAA. This was the FBS Oversight Committee. Because someone jumped on me for saying it was the NCAA. And that's it. But they said that they're going to reconsider this.
It felt like it was kind of late to do this too. I don't want to take the side of I guess the regulatory agency or the cops here, but
Commish just endorsed the pencil pushers. Fucking nerd.
God.
No. I want more of these, not just one.
Six Sipper Tyrannus, asshole.
I don't even know what that means. You're speaking in Latin again. I don't fucking know.
Commish, have you ever seen the Virginia state flag?
No.
He's about to see it a whole lot.
It is notable because it's got a titty on it. You can see a whole ass titty. Yes.
Okay.
So
Show
it
me
has
the titty flag.
You'd think it would be you'd think it would be the Texas flag on a kind of
No, the Texas flag is a 1-star review. I get it.
Yeah. So the the Virginia state flag is a state seal on a blue bed sheet, as many states are.
Yes.
But the distinguishing thing about it is that the Virginia state seal has Lady Justice or Lady Liberty on it, and she's got one of her titties out. She's holding a sword. She's got her leg planted on a dead body, and the caption is "Sic Semper Tyrannis," which translates to "Thus always to tyrants."
Okay.
Is what John Wilkes Booth yelled at Abraham Lincoln after he shot him.
Okay.
Gentle listener, Arthur has switched to Corona.
Oh, regular Corona. Okay. Okay, the titty is out. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Titty flag. I'm not putting this in I'm not putting this in the universe, but somebody's like, "Oh, we can't have this on our flag because it's blah, blah, blah." No, it's just I'm not doing that. But no, that's
this podcast has a very firm stance against boob jail, and this is advancing that particular stance.
Fuck boob jail and fuck the tyrants, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but not like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
No. Stab them first.
Because we were trying to figure out what to talk about tonight, I put the call out to social media for people's
call.
travel/vacation hot takes. And I would like to start with my own hot take, which is that river is better than lake is better than ocean. I really like river.
You like river vacations?
I like river swimming the best.
Look, man, I grew up in Louisiana. Like, I'm not swimming in any of those fucking rivers, man. There's gators in there.
Yeah, okay, not in dangerous fucking rivers, but like I like
Every
river better
river in
than
Louisiana
lake.
like that.
I grew up swimming in the Ohio, and I came out normal.
It feels
Did you?
it feels weird as shit. Like when I'm in like outside of New Braunfels, like close to San Marcos, like let's go float the river, and I'm like,
Yes.
there's y'all sure this is safe? There's not like any water moccasins in here. Is a gator gonna bite my butt?
So Commish, there are water moccasins, but they aren't. But they don't mess with you. It's fine. I wanted to know if anyone
They don't
else
mess with the
here,
cooler, though, right? In the
if
separate
anyone else here had their own vacation travel hot takes. Pitt Girl, you had one that you started on social media. What is yours?
Yeah. So my hot take is that Spirit Airlines is fine, actually. You just have to come in with low expectations. So like if you are coming into Spirit Airlines expecting to have a 5-star experience, of course you're going to hate it. That is not what Spirit Airlines is there for. Spirit Airlines is there for you if you are trying to go somewhere for probably a relatively short amount of time as cheaply as possible. Which is fine. If you come in knowing that they're not going to give you a ginger ale and you got to bring your own ginger ale, just know that going into it, it's okay. I will admit I am able to have this opinion in part because I am 5'4", which is slightly taller than the average American woman. I do fit into the like fucking like plastic like lawn chair seats on Spirit Airlines reasonably well. I know that does not apply to everybody. However, obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend is 6'2" and broadly speaking shares my opinion of Spirit Airlines. So,
Okay.
it's fine.
Beth, do you have one?
Come back to me.
Okay, I'll come back
I'm
to you.
attempting to coalesce it into one thought.
Okay. Arthur?
I mean, I have plenty of travel hot
Give me
takes.
one.
I would
Give me one.
say, okay, here's how I boil it all down, right? Treat yourself. Like right now, I'm staying at the hotel where Luigi Mangione killed that one CEO. And I mean, like, it's a pretty nice hotel, right? Good enough to host a conference for like a major healthcare company.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's good enough for me. I deserve it. I've earned this. You may remember several episodes ago,
let's go back
we
and say
talked
like
about
allegedly. Let's drop an allegedly here there.
allegedly. I mean, I feel like people
Yeah, I feel
know
accused
what
of.
happened.
Accused of.
Okay.
It is the editorial position of this podcast
Just
that Luigi
wanna cover
deserves
our
his due
bases.
process.
So if you remember, we talked about pants that cost almost $400.
Yes.
And I said by resisting the temptation to buy the $400 pants, I have earned myself a treat that costs a little less than $400.
Mhm.
So this hotel for the weekend is my treat that costs a little less than $400.
There you
Nice.
go.
That's $400 for the whole weekend, not per night.
Yeah.
Okay.
So treat yourself, whether that's your hotel, you start like, man, just do some nice stuff for yourself, like it's a vacation.
Commish, do you
Do
have
I
one?
have one? Like, do I have one or what?
Yeah,
Like,
what is your
travel-wise?
personal travel hot take?
You gotta go at least basically 4.5 hours before stopping on the drive. Like you can't stop before that. Like,
This is such a dad opinion.
That's a hard disagree on this.
yeah.
Even
This
when
is
I'm
such
by
a-
myself.
This is such a dad opinion.
Yes.
This is also very like Texan of you. That's a little longer than my usual threshold. I will say, like, sometimes when we drive out to Pittsburgh, obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend will be like, can we stop and get a soda? And I'm like, it's a 3-hour drive. Why?
Exactly.
Can we just continue?
Fucking make it. That's again, a 3-hour drive is essentially it's less than 200 miles. Like, you have to be able to, like, when you're going on the road, you become like my drive. It's let's just leave it at 4 hours. But like, if you have to stop for gas, it's fine because your vehicle doesn't have the tank capacity on the highway. It's fine. But like, I want to nearly empty my tank of gas before I stop. Like, I'm not stopping at a half tank unless it's something that I plan and we want to go see something halfway there. Like, I don't want to stop. I'm trying to get to my destination. The stuff on the way, unless it's planned, I'm not stopping. Like, yeah, you gotta pee, fine, I'll do it. I'll be upset about it, whatever. But like, if I'm driving like by myself, I'm like, 9 hours is nothing to me. Like, I will drive, I will stop, I'll end the tank, empty the tank, fill it up, get some food at the same time, and then I'm going to my destination in one stop. I'm trying to make my drive in the least amount of stops as possible, and I'm trying to match the capacity of my car to become, man and machine are united on this road trip here.
Oh, Jesus
and
Christ.
As far as my
Fuck
car
is
can
this?
go, I want to match that. I plan for that. And that's what I do.
I like this mindset because it sounds like you're doing an endurance sports car race.
It is.
You're like, yeah, of course we got to run out the full fuel stint before we pit.
No, fuck that. I'm passing all these motherfuckers in the left lane. I am not stopping. Then I got to do this shit all over again. Fuck that. They were driving like idiots back there. I finally got past them because they would never get over in the fucking left lane. They would never go over to the right lane because nobody knows how to fucking drive on the road. Get the fuck over if you're not trying to pass somebody. Let me pass your ass because I'm on a mission. I'm trying to get to my destination.
Now, I have a question. Do you have your stops pre-planned?
Yes.
Because that's what I do. Like, when I get on a highway, I know, like, I'm going to stop here and here.
If it's me going from San Antonio back home to my family in New Orleans, shout out, I'm going all the way to exit 64 at Jennings, Louisiana. I'm stopping. I know what fast food restaurants are there. Shout out to the Burger King on the other side that nobody goes to because you got to cross across the road, which is good. And you get quick service to get back on the road. Easier on ramp too. And I'm there. And I arrive to my destination with like a little bit less than a half tank of gas. And I'm good to go. But no, I'm planning my stops before I go. And I don't like when I get unexpected detours, but they happen when you got the kids. But if it's just me, it's full bore. We're going like it's extreme road tripping. Let's go.
So perhaps my hot take here can help you out. My hot take is admittedly informed by a childhood of going on road trips where we put 6 children and 2 or 3 adults into one 9-seater Suburban. But going on vacation with anyone else in the same vehicle is a hostage situation. Never do that. Everybody takes their own car. Your 3-year-old kid, take their own car.
Yeah. I will get the little Tykes car for the 2-year-old and just basically attach it to the back.
It's fine.
Drag it.
That's totally fine. I understand this is my least eco-friendly position I could possibly take. You've got to understand the trauma this comes from.
I'll put the little thing there so the feet don't drag. Like, the little plastic part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Beth, you could resolve this problem by just taking Amtrak business class.
A notable thing that comes to Altoona frequently. As long as I only go to 2 places for vacation, this should work just fine. It's to the point where when I go on like the big family vacation that we still do, I will leave at 5 o'clock in the morning because I know none of them will be awake by then.
Yeah.
And I'll get a message and I'm like in like Morgantown, headed south as fast as I can. It's like, hey, hoping to ride with you today. And I'm like, yeah, left 2 hours ago. Ooh.
Or, oh no, I accidentally on purpose got scheduled to work until noon today. I guess you guys all have to leave without me.
Oh no. Yeah.
We talked to a bunch of our followers. They listed things as well. If you guys want to open up that Google Doc that in the show notes, it's all there. I'll start with one of my favorite ones. And that is this. These are not in any specific order, so feel free to scroll down and find whatever you'd like. This is from Garfield Softski on Blue Sky. Quote, there's no better vacation destination than the National Radio Quiet Zone.
Fully support.
Beth,
Could
I know,
not
has
possibly
strong
support
feelings
more.
about this. Beth, what is the National Radio Quiet Zone?
It is a big chunk of West Virginia and a little bit of Western Virginia where you can't have a radio signal. This includes fun things like cell phones, and in certain areas where it's like in the big exclusion zone includes things like microwaves. So if you want to go off the grid, there is no goddamn grid.
At one point, if you get close enough in, they don't even let you like have certain kinds of cars because they cause too much interference.
Yep. Yeah.
Wild shit.
And it's because we have really sensitive telescopes and other magnetic equipment there. Then they want to get as clean a reading as they possibly can. There are also some people who have like certain types of diagnoses that will actively attempt to live there because it can help. So, but it is an awesome place. Everybody should go see the Green Bank Telescope. It's wild.
There's also like the teeniest, tiniest little corner of Western Maryland that's in the quiet zone.
What other ones do we like, folks?
I loved, let me find it again because Backroads. When the map app gives you 10 minutes slower, 90% less interstate miles, you take it. Seen some awesome empty roads doing this. That was from Adam from Blue Sky. I could not agree more with this stance.
Commish, how do you feel about that?
If I plan it, yeah.
As long as you know you're doing that.
As long as I know I'm going to do it. There is, if I have like some leeway on the drive, and it's not like if I'm trying to make like a 9-10 hour drive, like I'm trying to get there as fast as possible because that's like that's a little bit more than like a full work day. And like I think like truck drivers are only allowed to drive like 11 hours per day. Like legally, I think. I don't remember.
There are legal drive time minimums.
Yeah, so like maximum.
Or maximums.
Yeah. So like if I'm trying to push that,
I don't know about truck drivers, but I know in like IMSA sports car racing, there's a maximum of usually like 12 hours, but there's also more specific ones. Like you can only do 4 hours in a 6 hour period.
Yeah. So like if I'm trying to push the limits like that, and that's going to push me like that, I'm not going to do it. But if it's like, hey, let's say I'm driving from Jackson, Mississippi to Monroe, why the fuck not take Highway 80 back instead of Interstate 20? Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
That took me on all the back roads. I think it's the only way to get to Pittsburgh from where you live, but
22 is not really a back road.
There were many other options. Next time we take 30.
Jesus. Hey girl, what ones do you like?
From friend of the show, Panther Hollow, quote, also, if you put a bare foot on my armrest, I will stab with pen. I think this is a reasonable response.
Who the fuck? What gross, oh my god.
I think this is a reasonable response.
You have, if you do this in my car, you have volunteered to live wherever we are at that moment.
I was picturing this occurring on a plane.
I was thinking airplane.
Either way, all of these are bad. Commission's face.
I mean, this is why I upgrade to Amtrak business class.
So you can do this?
And I say this, I'm not a person who is particularly off-put by feet. And so, like, if this is a person I know in my own vehicle, I'm going to be mad and I'm going to tell you not to do it. I'm probably not going to stab you with a pen. If you are a stranger putting a bare foot on my armrest, I will stab you.
And it's never going to be a good looking foot either.
No.
No, it's gonna be a nasty foot. Like
There's such thing as a good looking foot. Feet are gross.
I'm talking
I'm
about.
sure we have listeners who disagree with you.
No,
on
I'm
that,
I'm talking
Jordan.
about like the foot that, like, it's got clipped toenails. It's a presentable foot. Like if you go to the pool, it's not like one that's like hasn't had, like, the foot that you're gonna get is gonna be with like hangnails, with that weird fungus thing that lifts up the toenail in that commercial, whatever the hell it was. But it's not gonna be a pretty foot that you're gonna get. Like, you're not getting something fresh manicured with French tips or whatever. You're gonna get an ugly foot.
You're getting Fritos to come to visit.
Yeah, you're getting claws, essentially, on your armrest, and that's gotta go.
Commish, you got one you like?
I kind of like this take, but I'm not 100% on it.
Okay.
This is from K-Bro on Twitter. Going to a chain restaurant during vacation should be illegal.
I mostly agree with this.
I am a heavy agree here, but there are some instances where you need the safety of a chain, depending where you're at.
For me, it's entirely like I've never been to Whataburger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a chain. Yeah,
right.
I want it.
That is the case where it's like if I hit something that's a heavy regional chain that like I cannot visit, then I will do it. Otherwise, like absolutely not.
Or like I am actively driving on 77 in Southern Virginia. Oh, look, Sheetz. Like, okay, you're gonna go to the Sheetz.
Now, if I'm in somewhere truly off the wall, I will stop into the chain restaurant to see what the options are. Like I've been to the McDonald's in Masada.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Yep, you heard me.
There is like interesting options where it's like I drove from Pittsburgh to Buffalo, and we stopped in Erie to get gas, and before we went up to like Niagara Falls, and it was just like, okay, I don't know any of these restaurants in Erie, and I'm like, well, I mean, do we want to just eat fast food or do we want to sit down? And we're just like, I have no idea. And then you wound up at the Erie, Pennsylvania Applebee's. So it's like, it's kind of just like, it's a settling, but it's not like a necessarily, it's not my destination. Like my destination was not Erie, Pennsylvania. My destination was Niagara Falls.
There's to be said about that.
Yeah. So my destination was Niagara Falls, Buffalo, and we went to like a local restaurant that had probably the best buffalo wings I've ever had in my life. And
Anchor Bar?
I can't remember the name it was. It was something in, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a local restaurant. It was like a hole in the wall. It was, look, the wings were like huge. It was great. But like in Erie, we're stopping fine. But like I'll do a chain if we want to stop and rest instead of do the fast food and run. But otherwise, it's like if you're in your destination, find the reason you came there food wise. If you got that reason, like if you're in like a shitty destination of, let's say you're in a destination that's not known for its culinary prowess.
So there's always still something.
If you can find one, yes, do it. If you're in, do the local thing.
Yeah, so like last year when I went to Tokyo, I did try Japanese McDonald's, and it was interesting to get the comparison between like Japan and America, but like it was still McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like it was better than American McDonald's. It was different. Like I had like a teriyaki McChicken or something like that.
I mean, that's something that's not on the it's still McDonald's though, right?
But it was still McDonald's. Like
it's not.
What I mean by that is it's like, okay, like this is better than what it is in America, but there's still so much other like better food out there.
It wasn't your only meal. Like you didn't just eat McDonald's while you were in Tokyo.
No, I had it once, and then having it once, I was like, okay, I don't want to have any other like American restaurants.
None of this crap. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like for me, I just try to say like, eat stuff that you can't get at home.
Yeah.
Whether that's a chain or not, like I don't really care about chain or not. Like it's just that's kind of my guiding principle, right? So if it's something like Waffle House or Cookout, it's just something that's not in Pittsburgh.
That's a good
That's
rule.
okay. The one area where I'm kind of a little bit like, oh, I don't know how that counts is Taco Bell Cantina, right? Because like you cannot
Because those
have
are
a
illegal
Taco
in
Bell
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
cantina. They're not illegal. It's
They just don't exist.
incredibly cost prohibitive, right?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if you want a liquor license I know in Philly, liquor licenses are like 7 figures.
Yes.
Pittsburgh is not quite that high, but it's trending there. So like you're not going to
Lord.
burn a liquor license on a Taco Bell cantina.
Mhm.
But when I'm in another city, I see one, it's like, okay, like it is Taco Bell. The food I could, definitely still get in Pittsburgh, but it's the
But you can't
experience
get the
about
Baja Blast margaritas or whatever the fuck
Exactly.
in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. I give you that.
I like this post from Sneezes of Nazareth on Blue Sky.
I like that username from Sneezes of Nazareth on
Sneezes
Blue
of
Sky.
Snather.
Nazareth, yeah.
Nice.
Visit a second or third tier city, less busy, usually a ton of local pride, local sports to watch, and great food. You can find out about a ton of local and weird foods you wouldn't know about either. He described Cincinnati on this list. And I have the question of what are some of those like second and third tier cities that you would say like go to bat for? They also wouldn't
San
be offended.
Antonio.
That wouldn't be offended by being called a second or third tier city. But yeah, San Antonio.
I don't know what the tiers are. Like I would
I was going to say, like, I think Pittsburgh is one of these, honestly. Pittsburgh is like a tier 2 city, and it fucking whips.
I mean, like, Pittsburgh is like 2.
I like
Yeah.
Columbia,
I'll say second tier.
Columbia, South Carolina is a third tier city I like.
I would say, like, Florida. If you think about Florida, you're thinking about, like, Miami, Orlando. And then maybe you're thinking about Tampa or like, Jacksonville is third tier.
No.
Or
They're second
lower
tier
than
in
third?
Florida. We're going lower than that because otherwise there's no
Okay.
third. There's no third tier.
So are you talking about, like, Vero Beach or something? Or, like Palm
Boca?
Beach, West Palm Beach? Or
Boca?
Key West?
I feel like these tiers are vibes. And
Okay.
are we talking tiers in terms of just overall cities or cities to visit? Because there are some cities that aren't necessarily like huge in population or in like their economies or whatever, but are big tourist destinations. So I don't really know exactly how to characterize that. But my answers for this, I would say San Antonio, I would say Indianapolis, and honestly, those are probably my top 2 right there in terms of cities that you wouldn't necessarily maybe expect in terms of like super conventional destinations.
I really liked, admittedly, I was only there for a conference, and so I missed a lot of it, but like Minneapolis was cool. I feel like that's not a place people think about going on vacation. I will also mention that I was there in August, and so like I got the nice weather.
Yeah.
But like I would consider doing like going to the Twin Cities again. They went to an amazing Lao restaurant. Like there's like really good, like interesting, diverse food in Minneapolis because there's a lot of like there's a substantial refugee population. Like cool place.
I'm gonna ride for when I'm vacationing in the US, I usually am not going to cities. I usually am attempting to get as much vitamin tree as I possibly can. But one of the best experiences I've ever had was going to Tallinn, Estonia. Not a place that people think about going whenever they're thinking about European cities to go visit. Everybody go to Tallinn, Estonia. That place fucking slaps. It was.
I've heard good
great.
things about Estonia, actually.
Yeah. This was not like I've done lots of the big cities, lots of the cool places that you can go in Europe. I've been very, very lucky in my life. If you ask me one place I'm going back to, it's Tallinn.
Okay. Noted.
I feel like this is like kind of what we do in the Sickos Committee. We're finding the third level cities.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed Pocatello. There was like I wish I had like another day or two there, like cities like that where you spend like 2 days there and maybe you want like another day. Like, hey, I need another day. Not like, hey, I need another week here. Maybe like you want a weekend, but you want an extended weekend in the city. You don't want basically just like an in and out, fly in, do your thing one day. And then it was like, hey, Pocatello, I was like, yeah, I could probably use another day here just to do some additional things. And I feel like that's kind of what we do. Like when I was in Las Cruces, I was like, I need one more day. Like I need one more day here instead of just like, there's like when I went to Santa Fe, I drove from like San Antonio to Santa Fe. I was like, I need another day in Santa Fe. I need another day. When went to Fort Collins, I was like, I want another day. I want to drive my ass up to Cheyenne. I want a day there or more. Like when I think of a third tier city, it's like, hey, I didn't expect to have everything here. Like I didn't know or I didn't research enough. I want an extra day in a city like this. And like those cities where I went to, I'm like, no, these places are like cool. They're chill. They're not overcrowded. They're not just nothing but tourist traps. They're, which I know Arthur's like whatever with the tourist traps thing, but it's a place where it's like, hey, I didn't expect that I would want another day, but I actually want another day there to spend on vacation.
I mean, one thing I like doing is going and seeing like movie filming locations, because I think that can get you maybe a little bit off the beaten path, right? Obviously, there are some that are super famous that are like maybe they were already famous and then they filmed something there, right? Like I walked past the New York Public Library today, and like obviously there's tons of movies where that's featured and like the lions out front, but I also walked somewhere in Central Park to see a John Wick filming location, and that was somewhere I'd never been before that I don't think is like super common. Like it's in Central Park, but I think that's a good way to just try to find something different. And I like that you brought up Tallinn, right? Because one of my favorite movies, they filmed a lot of it in Tallinn. So, I mean that can put that kind of on the map for me as maybe somewhere to visit.
Thank you, everyone who decided to help us out with this, dude.
So I have one thing before we end.
We got like 10 minutes left, man. If you
No,
really
we
want to
don't.
push it.
10 minutes left?
The way we started depends on how much you wanted the cold open. So
linear time was a mistake.
Just saying.
What are you
I
gonna say,
don't know,
Arthur?
but like I have one bit of breaking news that we got to get in here.
Beep, 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 beep.
I'm going to ask you a question. So this is not super breaking. It's something that happened earlier tonight, but this is a screenshot of a TV broadcast that I saw on Blue Sky just now. So I'm going to ask you, what do Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, Pablo Prigioni, Marcus Sasser, Ron Holland II, Isaiah Stewart, and JB Bickerstaff have in common?
They are all people who I don't know who they are.
I know what happened.
I have no clue.
Okay, so I will give a little bit of background here, because what really happened is all of those people were ejected for a fight that happened tonight in a game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
It spilled into the stands. Like they're like not like fans.
Ooh, we like really scrapping.
Like the fight, like the players like pushed and shoved each other like into the stands, like where like the fans had to kind of get out of their way. But there's a graphic. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing this in Blue Sky. It doesn't attribute it to either of the broadcasts, the Pistons or the Timberwolves. I would assume it would be one or the other. But instead of ejected, it says something else.
Whoops.
For all of these, not just players, also coaches. Who of these guys are coaches?
I can't like get the.
Oh no!
I see. He put it in the chat.
Okay.
Can we get an On3 graphic of this?
I mean, it would be hard for On3 to fit all of these people in one graphic, but yes.
No, all you got to just put is like all these. They just put Pistons and Wolves.
And just big font at the bottom.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, or just a picture of the fight.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Okay, folks, that's what we got for tonight. Commish is giving me a face.
That's fine. I just want to just end with this one.
Go for it.
Beef jerky is a mandatory road snack.
Co-signed.
That's from Riverwalk Chungus. So, yeah, gotta have some sort of beef jerky on a road snack, a road trip. Gotta have it.